So, the 80th anniversary of the Railway series is today. Depending on this video comes out on time. And I thought it would be a great opportunity to talk about the model of the face of the franchise, Thomas the Tank Engine. So without further ado, let's talk about the engine whose show killed my parents' wallet. But first, here's my AU for him. Now, my award for Thomas is actually pretty close to the Railway series and TV show. He's a Me Too built for the LBSC in 1915 that somehow ended up on Sodor. I kept him Me Too mainly because I don't really have a problem with him being one. Sure, he's older but Gordon, but one, it's only 6 years, and two, there's no way Thomas didn't tell him to respect his elders. But basically, that's basically it for his lore. Onto the model. The Thomas I use now is a 2009 Mattel Trackmaster Thomas. It was, and still is, my main Thomas. But one day I found some nail polish and decided to paint some of my models, because I wanted to make a couple customs. Look, I was pretty young when it happened, and I unintentionally got some on Thomas. So I covered it up with some more polish that was actually that was as similar to the colors as possible. So I left it like that for a while until I decided to repaint it. I was going for a look similar to the light blue of the later show, mainly because I grew up with the later model series and CGI series, but I didn't really have any light blue at the time. Just 2 bottles of Chatter's Acrylic Peacock Blue, which is a very, really deep blue, and not what I was looking for. So I mixed it with some white, but the model ended up being slightly indigo, but with nothing better at the time, I went along with it. Later, when I was on vacation, I went to a craft store named Michael's, where I picked up 2 things in anticipation for a repaint. Again, a red paint pen for lining and a bottle of light blue paint, both by the brand Craftsmart. When I got home, I got repainting, and turns out the blue I got was a bit too light for what I was looking for. So I mixed it with the Peacock Blue, but it still was a bit indigo, and I just had to deal with it because there wasn't really any other options. So I just went to lining. It wasn't terrible. I'm decently happy with the results I've gotten with it. I still use the paint pen to this day. But, big but, it is pretty leaky. Like I've gotten at least 1 leak on every model I've used it on, which is annoying, but I can work with it. Yeah, it does mean a lot of cleanup, and it did mean a lot of cleanup back then with the blue, which leads me to the reason I got that blue in the first place. I don't like mixing paint. The main reason for that is repetition. By that I mean, if you make a custom mix, unless you remember exactly what colors you use and what amounts, you'll never be able to replicate it. I left Thomas as is, despite the slight indigo, for a while. I did look for better blues in my price range for previously stated reasons, until I found out something amazing. Chatter's Acrylic Tropical Blue, baby! One day, I went to my local dollar store and they had it in stock, so I bought it. And when I got home, I went to repainting. The process was was the same as last time, and when I painted in the new blue, it was perfect. This paint was basically identical to the show, and I bought a 118 milliliter bottle of it for only $1. But gushing over paint aside, it was actually pretty simple to do. Paint, lining, number 1. I decided to give him back lining, as I plan to do for all my engines in NWR colors, and also gave him a whistle made out of 2 pieces of cut-up toothpicks, which was pretty annoying to get on. And after that, I gave him all a clear coat with some Mod Podge, and after that, Thomas was done. I would give him a few other things after the fact, like a builder's plate, but that's basically the story of my Thomas. I know it's not the most drastic alteration, it's literally just a Trackmaster Thomas and a new coat of paint, but it's my Thomas, and it does a pretty good job at doing that. Anyway, that's pretty much everything. I hope you enjoyed, and happy anniversary series. Thanks for watching.